and welcome back to the Her Story TV and the Her Story podcast. This is Getrude Matshe here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia today, and I am graced with the presence of yet another amazing woman coming to us all the way from the United States. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your name, where you're based, how old you are, and share your story with us today.
Thank you, Gertrude. My name is Zvisinei Dzepasi Mamutse. I am originally from Zimbabwe. I moved to the US in 1998. I am a young 47-year-old, and I am a mother of 3 children, and I'm a wife, and professionally, I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm also a student working towards a PhD in global health. And I recently was appointed president of Cincinnati Harare Sister City Partnership. And I am founder of Vasikana Project, an organization that is aimed at empowering women and girls in menstrual health education, as well as provision of safe, dignified ways to manage their periods. This organization was started to carry on our mother's legacy in reproductive health. You see, my mom was a community worker. She worked to empower women and children around her community. She was always doing some form of project. There was the Huku project growing up. There was Majuzi project, and a lot of women from Zimbabwe will relate to those young days when our mothers would be doing some form of project. But there is one project that she did which left a big impact for me as a woman, and that was a project she worked to empower women in reproductive health, what we used to call as Mbuya Veutano back those days. She was educating women on reproductive health and making choices in family planning, educating women about the about contraceptive pills and empowering them in making those decisions. So Vasikana Project was started to carry on that legacy in reproductive health, but this time focusing on menstrual health.
Fantastic. It's fascinating to watch and see a woman carry on the legacy of her mother. What was it about your mom that made you think, I want to carry this torch? Because she left the torch with you, correct?
Mm-hmm. Not only with me, we are a family of 7 girls. So I have 6 sisters. We are a family of 9, 2 boys and 7 girls. So I'm one of the 7 girls. So our mom, we wanted to carry on the legacy of reproductive health and just being a voice for other women, empowering other women. And we realized that a lot needed to be done now in the menstrual health section, which is a topic that is still very much taboo in most of the communities in Zimbabwe, and not just taboo in Zimbabwe, but globally. It's still a taboo subject, still a difficult subject. So we wanted to work on breaking that silence on menstrual health and empower women and girls and educate them that this is a subject that we don't have to carry the taboos and pass them on. We need to break that cycle and break that silence on menstrual health so that the next generations can be open to talk about such subjects that are so important in women's health.
So tell me exactly what your project entails. How do women get involved? Are you doing things there in the United States? Is your focus in Zimbabwe?
Here in the United States, in 2019, Vasikana Project, I published for Vasikana Project to create some sustainability and create a source of funds. I published a journal for women, which is titled "I Call on You Sis." This journal is available in Walmart. It's available in Barnes and Nobles. It's available on Amazon worldwide. It's a journal just reminding us as women how important our relationships are, how important our conversations are, and just going back to our relationships and what empowers us, what propels us to move forward. Taking personally from my story, being an immigrant, migrating to the US in 1998 and being a young mother, a young wife, starting a new life. Most conversations that I had, I left most of my friends, most of my close relationships in Zimbabwe. So most of the conversations that I had to empower me, to nurture me, were over the phone. So the I Call on You Sis was just a realization of how important those relationships, those conversations were. And I wanted to just reach out to women and remind them through that journal how important your responses are when you're called upon to just be mindful. So women worldwide can empower Vasikana Project by purchasing that journal. It's a call from one sister to another to empower another sister through Vasikana Project. And the journal is available for $20. And other ways to support Vasikana Project is through our recent publication for the menstrual health book, which we launched in May, and just purchasing it for communities in Zimbabwe, making it available for your nieces, your grandkids. We are the modern tetes of today. So just making that book available for you all, the young girls in your circle, in your communities back home in Zimbabwe, even in your grade schools, just making the book available. And also, we never have enough funds to print more copies for of the book. And also our contract, Vasikana's contract with Menstrupedia, allows us to publish the book in more languages. So we are very passionate about carrying on our mother's languages, our vernacular languages, and publishing the book in other languages as well, like Ndebele, as well as other countries around Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mozambique. So if you're listening and you're watching the show, we are appealing to you if you would want to come forward and partner to publish the book in more languages so that we can make menstrual health education more accessible to other communities, especially to girls that don't have access to the internet or don't have smartphones to Google this information. So that is ways that people can support Vasikana Project.
Now, it seems to me there is something in you that has made you do this. A lot of people leave Africa, we move to other parts of the world, and it's easy to forget what we left behind.
Mm-hmm.
We are comfortable where we are. There's no real need to be doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
What is it in you that has made you want to reach back home and empower other girls from Zimbabwe?
I'm just surrounded by a lot of powerful people that work and do community service. I am actually married to one. My husband is very passionate about our communities back home in Zimbabwe. He works to empower the community, whether it's in farming, whether it's in, like with the Vasikana Project. So I am surrounded by, people that really support my work. And also I grew up with parents that were very passionate about community service, parents that believe that nothing changes until you do something about it. So, I'm grounded in that way that, when you have been blessed, you need to bring others up and look behind you, to bring other women, other girls up. And I believe so much in mentoring. I've been mentored by women on whose shoulders I stand on. So I also want to look back and mentor the young girls in the communities in Zimbabwe, and help them and give them that guidance that I have been given.
So if I was to take you back to the younger you, the young woman who left Zimbabwe a while back, going out on this adventure to the United States, it would have taken a lot of courage, a lot of guts to leave everybody behind and move to the US. What three nuggets of wisdom would you give another young girl who's going to listen to this interview, who's dreaming of becoming a nurse, going abroad?
Mm-hmm.
Based on what life has taught you, what three nuggets of wisdom could you give her?
Just, if you have a passion, a dream, to believe in yourself and work hard towards it. And, it's God that gives you those dreams, those desires inside of you. So it is very important to take what is in your heart and put it in your mind and into your heads and make it a reality. And just to, not listen to naysayers, because sometimes we, just going back to the conversations that I was talking about with I Call on You Sis, to be careful who you share your ideas with, because some people may not have that vision. That vision is given to you. So just believing in yourself and working hard to make sure that your dream becomes a reality. And if you believe in it and you can see it, sometimes that's maybe what you need, all that you need, because people may tell you otherwise. Like, for example, with Vasikana Project, when I first started, people thought it was embarrassing that I was talking about periods. They kept telling me, how come you are saying there are no pads in Zimbabwe? How come you are saying, and I would educate them and tell them, no, I am not saying that there are no pads in Zimbabwe. I'm saying that the majority of women cannot afford to buy the pads. The pads are available, they're in the stores, but the majority of women cannot buy the pads. So, if I had listened and became frightened, I wouldn't be where I am today. So just believing in yourself, in your vision, in your dream, and working hard towards and being consistent. When you are consistent about something, that attracts people to you, and not like you are talking about this one day, tomorrow you're talking about something else. So consistency matters a lot.
That's awesome. Really good advice there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go back to you, the mother. How many children do you have? How old are they? What are your aspirations and dreams for your kids?
I'm a mother of three, as I mentioned. My oldest, she is 26. The second one is a boy, he's 21. And the third one is a 15-year-old. She's still in high school. And I believe when you educate your children to work hard for what, to be hard workers, they'll be okay, and not to spoon feed them and give them, but to educate them about working hard, about being about relying on themselves, So that's my hope for them, that they have learned from watching us as parents to be hard workers, and just dream big, and do not be afraid to dream, and always to aspire for more for yourself.
Fantastic. We're going to take a small commercial break. The Her Story Circle is a movement inspiring women to step forward and share their stories. We are looking for more interesting stories. It could be that you're in business or you're an entrepreneur, health and wellness, family and relationships, spirituality, social justice. And if you are creative, you can come and dance, you can sing, you can come and paint a picture. So we're having a summit in November. Please go onto our website and register. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. This is Getrude Matshe here in Melbourne, Australia. My guest is coming to us from the United States today. And so far, we have heard some really fascinating things that a lot of you have heard me talk about in the past. The fact that a lot of people in the world don't have access to basic products for their menstrual cycle. Now, when we were talking earlier, I shared with you the fact that we are trying to start a cooperative in Zimbabwe, training women how to make reusable sanitary pads. We're trying to create something that is sustainable, where the mothers get employment by us supplying them with sewing machines and overlockers. And so we create employment with the moms making the pads and the girls stay at school. Our menstrual packs come in a small bag with 7 pads for every day of the month. They come with a small chart so the girls are taught how to track their menstrual cycle. We include 3 bars of soap and 3 pairs of panties. Most little girls get raped because they don't have underwear. Now, I know that you are passionate about people doing something when you see something in your environment you're not happy about. When I was reading your bio, I saw the words, be the change you want to see.
Mhm.
A lot of people hold back. They hold back because they think it's too hard. They don't have the money. They don't have the skills. What are the things that have kept you going and have sustained you in your advocacy work?
Because I watched my mom do the work in the community, changing lives, whether it was creating a daycare for the community children, whether it was the project that she was doing, and also giving the voice. I watched how she faced a lot of adversity when she was educating the women on contraceptives. So that strength and that power she showed us growing up, that is what I carry forward, because I do not want to show my children to see me as a failure in what I'm doing. So I keep going forward because I want to be the example that my children see. And also because I want to be a voice for those children that are in the rural areas. And personally, I have, I've done an educative menstrual health class in Chiredzi at a school called Muleme, and I remember the silence when I was talking about menstrual health and how the girls were so embarrassed to ask me questions, or because I knew they had questions. I knew when I was leaving that they had questions, so that kept me going kept me wanting to do more and put that resource in place to educate them about the changes that are happening in their body, the care during menstrual health, and with migration, a lot of families are far apart. We are the tetes of today. And so I am leaving a gap in my family on impacting that menstrual health education. So it was very, very important to me to make sure that that desire to create an educative tool came to life, and and it did in May, and I'm so overjoyed, and I'm just appealing to people to help me reach more communities by either donating towards printing more copies or just buying for their young girls in their community so the book can reach more girls.
I'm excited that I've met you, because what I would love to see is a collaboration,
Oh,
that we could have, your book in each of our bags as well.
yeah.
So a lot of you know me, you know what I stand for. This is a really exciting thing for me, to get access to a book that is written in Shona, which is my mother tongue as well. And it's the main language in Zimbabwe. And if this could go out to more girls with the product, with an educational book,
Mhm.
some magical things can happen.
Yeah.
So I'm appealing to all of you who know me well. This is an exciting project. I don't think we have bumped into each other by mistake.
Oh,
I believe that the universe, God, whatever is holding this universe together, has got a way of bringing people together, people who
yeah.
think the same, who do the same, who want to make an impact in their communities. And despite the fact that we are out of Africa, I feel that we can do more from where we are than when we were back home.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even get a job when I was in Zimbabwe. I couldn't even feed my 3 children. But from the outside, I've been able to do a lot. So I'm calling to all of our sisters, women of African descent who are scattered in the diaspora, our sisters from another mother. It doesn't matter whether you're Chinese, you're English, you're German. Please come on board and help us with this amazing project. Because what would be really exciting for me is that we pilot this in Zimbabwe, and we speak to Malawi, to South Africa, and
Yes.
take it right across the continent
Yes.
in every single language.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the Her Story movement has had women from Botswana speaking. We've had women from South Africa. We've had women from Kenya, from Tanzania. We can reach a large community of African women through this movement. Please come on board and help us make this dream a reality. I'm really excited that our paths crossed. Now, in terms of the future, if I was to pretend that time is an illusion and time doesn't exist,
Mm-hmm.
and you and I are going to bump into each other when I'm 120 and you're 100 years old, and we're sitting on our couch with our grandchildren and our great grandchildren, and we're reflecting back on what we've created. Because I believe we've already done this. We were born with the seeds to give in our hearts,
Yeah.
and we just have to catch up with the future. If we could have a conversation in the future, if you could have a conversation with the future you,
Yeah.
and you see the ripple effect and the impact that your life has had on so many young women and women across the continent, what would you say to that woman?
Looking out, I would just, it would be just so amazing. Because I cannot put it into words. It would just mean a lot to be that change that I sought to see. To having carried forward my mother's legacy, and now being able to leave that legacy for my 3 children would be amazing. Yeah.
I love that. I play a game sometimes. I believe that the future is here
Mhm.
and I've already done what I'm trying to achieve. I just have to catch up with the time. So
Mhm.
sometimes when I'm struggling with something, I meditate, I pray, and I talk to my future self and I
Mhm.
ask her for guidance. I say to her, how did we do it? And sometimes it will come in a dream, and I've got very clear steps of this is the next thing I should do. Or sometimes I could be talking to somebody, and then one person will say one thing, and it will lead to the next thing. And it's like a chain of events that
Mhm.
come out of that. So I believe we will meet when we are 100 and we will celebrate this day.
Yes.
And what I would say to my future self is thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for planting that seed in my heart to make a difference to as many women as possible in the world.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to see what your next steps are going to be, what your next projects are going to be. Reiterate again where people can find you and how people can help.
I am on Facebook, Vasikana Project. Also on Instagram is Vasikana Project, and also our website is www.vasikanaproject.org. And on that website, you're welcome to see, all the work that we have been doing, and also access to the book. And also access to the journal that I talked about. I Call on You Sis, but you can also purchase it on Amazon or as well as Walmart website, Barnes and Noble website, and those are all forms of support for our Scanner project, or in even just liking and sharing our page and keeping up with all the work that we're doing. Right now, we are currently running our annual poetry competition on menstrual health as we just work to end the silence on menstrual health, encouraging girls to talk about it, write about it, sing about it. So people can just visit our Facebook page and see some amazing poems that we are doing to commemorate International Children's Day, International Day of the Girl Child, October 11th. So just go on the website and see we have 8-year-olds taking part and talking about periods. So it's all exciting, and just being part of that amazing change of women just openly talking about periods and menstrual health is just been amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for coming online and sharing with us today. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in. The Her Story movement is looking for your stories. They say that every single person is a door into another world. And when you hear somebody's story, you get to understand their lives, where they're from, what game they are playing in the world to make a difference. So be a part of our movement. Go onto our website, register to speak. The website is the herstorycircle.com/registration. Do not go to your grave with your story. Make a difference in the world where you can. Thank you, everybody, and thank you so much for this interview. Bye for
Thank
now.
you. Thank you so much.